Assalamualaikum dear friends, welcome to my channel. In this video I will show how to apply the non-uniform loads on walls. So before starting this video I request you to please subscribe this channel and click on bell icon to get updates for the latest videos. Let's start the video. I click on the new model icon. Okay, use built-in setting with and we use a concrete design code ACA318. Okay, number of grid lines in X direction 2, in Y direction 2. You can say we can take 10 feet width of wall and 10 feet height. We can take less than 10 feet, simply 7 feet. Okay, and number of stories, sorry, and this is not a height will be entered here. Okay, so grades only. Okay, grades are plotted here. First we will define the materials. Add new material quick, United States. Material type concrete, standard, customary, grade 3000 psi. Okay, specify weight density, weight per unit volume 150 pound per foot cube. This is the mass per unit volume. Modulus of elasticity, this is Poisson ratio 0.2. Coefficient of thermal expansion are given here. Shear modulus automatically calculated from these values, Poisson ratio and modulus of elasticity. If you change the Poisson ratio, the shear modulus changes respectively. We kept the same Poisson ratio. Okay, now we add another material. There is steel, concrete, aluminum code. We choose the rebar material, ASTM 615, grade 60 grade. Okay, you can say 1000 psi. Okay, the weight per unit volume 490 pound per feet. Mass per unit volume automatic calculated. Modulus of velocity given here. Coefficient of thermal expansion given here. Design property. Okay, here it is not given the G value because for the steel reinforcement this value is not required. Okay, now we will define the wall properties. Here is default wall 1 given. Modify show property, or you can add new property as you required. Wall 12 inch, property type specified, concrete 3000 psi, notion load size data, no, modern type shell thin. Okay, modified. If you want to change the modifier here, you can change here. but we kept the same display type. You can any size, for example I choose red. Property notes, if you want to add a notes you can write here. Okay, thickness 12 inch. Okay, okay, then we have defined load patterns, dead load and live load. We use only two cases, dead load and live load. Okay, then we will define the load combinations, add default combinations, concrete frame drawings, and concrete shear bar design, convert to user combination. If you select the spokes you can edit the auto generate combinations. If unselect you can change the auto generate load combination. Okay, modify show combinations, we change the name here 1.4 into D. This is the first combination, then the second combination here. This is the 1.2 into dead plus 1.6 into live. Okay, okay, the next step we will draw the wall here. We choose this section and we change the length here, but this the length same as required, thickness same, and okay. We define the design the wall here. The next step is to change the support conditions. So we use add a base, select both points, assign joint restraint, fast restraint, we choose the fixed, or you can manually choose the. Okay, the support condition has been updated. So next is the elevation. We again change the elevation view. Close. The next step, assign the load, non-uniform load. We will apply the load in the y direction. This wall is drawn in the xz plane, and load will be applied in the positive y direction. So we choose the here global y direction, and load case is live load. Use R values, restriction, okay, and this equation is given. To use this equation we can generate the loads. For wall load we simply apply the triangular load, where whose magnitude is 1000 pound per square foot at the base and 0 at the top. So for this purpose is a load at point x y z is equal to ax plus by plus cj plus d. Ax and by is equal to 0. We do not change the magnitude in x or y direction. We change the load magnitude in the only z direction. So here is remaining c z plus d. Okay, at the base z is equal to 0, so c becomes 0 and d is equal to 1000. As you can see here at the bottom z value is equal to 0, so z value is 0, then d becomes equal to 1000. At the top Z is equal to 7 feet. So put here 7C plus 1000 is equal to 0, as a load here is equal to 0, 1000 at the base and 0 at the top. So D is equal to 1000, and 1000 we will move on the other side, then it becomes minus 1000 divided by for the finding value of C, we divide the Z value of 7, it becomes minus 142.86, minus 142.86. Again I will explain. We apply the load 1000 at the bottom and 0 at the top, and in X and Y direction we do not change the values, so it becomes 0. X and by is equal to 0. For then only three things are left. Cz plus d is equal to load. At the base, Cz plus d is equal to 1000. Here z is equal to 0, so d is equal to 1000. At the top, z is equal to 0, d is equal to 1000, and load is equal to 0. So minus 1000 divided by 7 becomes equal to minus 142.86. Okay. Now we will data shells, devise the area. We generate 1 feet by 1 feet sections. On the horizontal 10, and on the vertical section 7. Okay. Rectangular mesh sections, mesh areas are generated. Now we change the support conditions. Here plan this. Okay. Assign joint restraint fixed. Okay. Now we again view the elevation view. Okay. So now we will run the analysis. Now we will display the deformed shape. This is the default dead case, and we will use the live. This is the deformed shape. We can draw the contours on it in the y direction, as major displacement occurs in the y direction. So here for you can move the cursor here on the deformed shape. You can see you can see here the displacement ux, uy, uz, rotation rx, ry, rz. Okay. For contour range, if you change the contour range, for example 0.01 minus 0.01, 0.01 and this minimum minus 0.01. Now this range between minus 0.01 to 0.01. If any value lesser than minus 0.01, it shows this color, and if any value exceeds 0.01, this shows blue color. So blue color has values lesser than 0.01, and but on the minimum side it occurs between minus 0.01. So if I change maximum value to 0.03 and minimum value increases to 0.09, you can say blue. Now it ranges between this range and no value outside. Okay. You can see here white shadow shape also. White shape, this is the undeformed shaped white shadow and this is deformed shape. Okay. You can start animation here. You can change the speed here. You can slow the speed. You can toggle the load cases, and you can also show the mode shift. You can change the mode number. Now we will design the ball for the non-uniform case. Start design check. You can see here the area of reinforcement. If you click any area, right click any area, it gives all the information here. You can see here the peer details, material properties which are used in while designing, design code parameters, peer, leg location, leg 1 okay, and flexure design, it gives the top area 3.6 inch square and bottom area 6.16. If you use the number 6 steel, then top steel has 8 bars. And bottom steel 14 bars. But this calculation of area bar size is very higher. We can smaller the size, so use a smaller bar size, for example 0.11 for number 3, 32. If we increase 30.6 divided by 0.22, 16 bar on the top side. This is a total number of bars on the wall width of 10 feet, and if you can calculate the spacing, this is to 7.5 inch on the top side and 6.16 divided by 0.22, 28. This is equal to 4 inch on the bottom side. Shear design is equal to 0.36 inch square per feet. But you can usually the wall is safe against shear, but we must use the shear reinforcement in the at the base, as shear force is very higher at the base and approximately negligible as you move to on the top. Okay, this is all about non-uniform, applying non-uniform load on wall. Thanks for watching this video. Please like and comment.